So as you're walking around, if I look towards the corners of the screens, the guy's head moves as well. So if you're in the cockpit, I can just look a little bit left and a little bit right, and he'll look around the cockpit. Only issue with is the new version, the Tracker 5, is fucking expensive. But it's my one-off treat to myself. One-off treat. It's usually like £229. But there's a quick sale on it. It's 194. It's still more money than... Let's just say it's still more money than I've actually had to buy something for a long time. But it's my one and only treat for a little while. Let's say like Elon then. They got the Crusader floor, didn't they? Can I push this? Damn. There they are. I used to have the M2. These things can carry tanks, basically. Like, do you know, like the Spartan might fit into a Constellation. These will carry 2 of them. So we have a downstairs bit with a few things to see. We've also got a side bit. So let's go looking around here first. So these are the 3 Hercules, and they're tanks in the middle, or tonks. Now, the white one is called a C2. That one is a cargo carrier. It's got, I think it's like, it's got like living quarters into it. It's got obviously a big cargo bay. I think they advertise it a little bit at being like, like a race team carrying their sort of race vehicles in there and stuff like that. Now this one is the M2. The M2 actually removes some of the sort of living areas for the cabin crew, and puts in like areas for like troop carriers. It also has an extra turret on the front, big ass turret. Now this one is the one Noodles has. This is the A2. The A2 is basically, I keep forgetting what it's called, but there's a plane, a famous plane that literally like has out the side of it like a machine gun, a cannon, all this sort of stuff, and it flies at an angle and shoots at the ground. It's the Star Citizen's version of it. The tanks are so fun to use. Also massive. But this thing not only has the cannons in the front, underneath it has multiple extra guns. So you've got sort of cannons here and cannons here. So when it's flying over where it's supposed to be flying, you've got multiple guns facing the ground. It also drops bombs, size 10 bombs. I've never seen this one before, it's just been released. So you could still fit in a decent, because the description's got it has the bomber version, nice. I want to try out something soon as well. So this is the bomb area. Still got space to put in vehicles, but I want to have a look at the controls, because the M2 has like 2 or 3 seats in the front for some of the gunners, but the A2 is supposed to have like a whole area where people will be sitting at to control all the different guns. It was supposed to be up here, but I don't know if they've... That's the habitation area. Is it in a separate room? Ah, it is. See, the C2 has like a living quarters here. The M2 has rows of troops. Like, this is the same as the M2s, with all the guns and stuff. But this has these. Now, so which... Gonna... Does it say which ones they are? No, it doesn't. So that's the machine guns. Well, at the turret. So where's the big cannon?
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking. Systems on, systems off. Weapons off. Shields off. Shields on.
And that's the cannon. Yeah. So what you'd have for this one is you'd have in the front, you'd have your gunner, your pilot, maybe your co-pilot. There's a guy in the back using the front turrets. And then you'll have 4 people in here with guns facing down. So that's a lot of firepower, which is pretty cool. When I was talking about gold standard, for example here, that is even says what it is. It says that's the power plant, it's a super drive. You go down here, that is supposed to be... can you access this bit? Oh, it's like a turret risk. Okay, we're not doing that bit. Oh, I know where it is. I mean, this one is the cooler. There's a cooling. It's a mercury. So you can, I think you could do the here, is it here? That's a shield, it's an F. That's a full block. So then the shields. So things like the Constellation doesn't have this. Also, just in case you didn't know, if you go in here, have they changed it? Oh, they have. Some of them used to have locks on them, so you could lock yourself in if you potentially. So if you're looking at doing, we're looking at a bomber, A2. If you're looking at doing cargo runs and being able to maybe carry vehicles if you wanted to, racing vehicles or any sort of vehicle, the C2. If you wanted a massive military dropship, then you're looking at the M2. It has gun racks but no component doors. Yeah, the Constellation is an older vessel like the Cutlass. Eventually you'll get the gold standard and what will happen is you'll end up being able to do all that stuff. These are massive tanks. Gunner seat, side gunner, driver. Alright, so let's go downstairs before we go into the next room. Poor Noodles, he bought a lot of this stuff ages ago and he's been desperate to use them, and then he was convinced that the minute he went on his trip they were going to drop 3.15 and he did. But by the time he gets back there's a high chance they'll probably drop 3.16 as well. Tumbrils, these are the Cyclones, good fun. Really quick actually. That's your racing version. That's your scout version, is it? Was it a little bit of cargo in there or something? Or is this a scout one? NR. Right, so that's the base. That's the scout. That's the racing version. It's really, obviously it's really quicker. That they got like insane sort of motor on it. They've got armed versions. They've got ones that have anti-air. Yeah. See, the Aurora is so the Ursa is going to be fine for everything you need. You got cargo. You can fit like 2 people in the front, 3 or 4 people in the back. It's got a turret that goes from the side up to the top, and you can use that. It's got cut 2 or 3 doors. It's a really, really good. The Ursa Rover is a really, really good ship, just hands down. Car. These are good fun zooming around the place because they're not this like that particular car. You drive around the place and go off and look at stuff or take things from A to B. You couldn't with these. This is a AAA, I'll say AAA, a double A. So this one is an anti-air one. This one's a standard TR, I believe. Yeah, that's a guy in the back with a machine gun. And this one's a new MT. Yeah, which has a bigger gun and rocket launchers. And I'm going to be honest, in-game, these are pretty cheap. Yes, but in-game, these are very cheap. So that they're only like a couple of thousand, or maybe like 10, 20, 30,000, or something stupid like maybe 100,000. Just something, because eventually if you play the game, you'll easily get 1 million plus. These are quite cheap, so I just wait a while and buy one of these and just, you know, have it if you ever need to do stuff. Like a couple of times we decided to land in bigger vessels and race around the place, or they're gonna do attack a bunker mission, but we landed further away and used the vehicles to go up to it. These aren't out yet. I'm definitely not buying anything. Yeah, no, I meant in-game. These are the new Rovers by the same guys. They're obviously the motorbikes. These look like the military combat versions. There's one of those that's supposed to be a package dealer. But I'm the same as you, dude. Except for spending like 20, 30 real money on getting my Ion Inferno, I don't spend any more money on this game. I've done enough. Love the game, love everything. This is what we call, is Valk's baby. Valk wants this ship really badly. It's basically the spatial equivalent of an airliner. It's supposed to hold tons of people, and I don't know if it's the next patch or the patch afterwards, they've already said about transport missions, haven't they? Because I believe that when we looked at it last time, the roadmap, they mentioned that there were going to be NPC delivery missions, so that opens the door for things like this. Things like the luxury stuff, like the Constellation Phoenix. This is supposed to hold hundreds of people. There's like a liner to get from A to B across across space. I think if it's not the next patch, the patch afterwards is supposed to be introducing those NPC missions. That'd be quite cool. The thing is about Star Citizen is the end game is what everyone wants in the way of what you can do, which is anything. You're going to be able to load up this game and go, I want to be a miner, I want to do salvage, I want to do repairs, I want to be a pirate, I want to smuggle drugs, I want to steal sensitive information, I want to produce goods, because there's a big Endeavour, which is a massive ship that you can just and there's factories you can make on it. I want to be security, I want to be part of an army, I want to... There's also a ship called a Pioneer, which builds outposts, because you can actually claim areas in the game. So what you're going to be able to do is you can actually claim an area. It costs a certain amount of money, and I think you've got to defend it or whatever you need to do. And then you can either hire or buy... a Pioneer is a massive, massive ship. You can hire somebody to make you an outpost, and it lands and just builds an outpost for you out of sort of... Because a lot of the outposts are kind of stock builds. Obviously, you've got different components, and it will build it for you, and it will fly off. So you could do that. You can literally make a farm and have people use it for trading sort of bits off it, and then you could get attacked because people want to just steal your gear and steal your sort of money or whatever. And so much you could potentially do. There's science ships as well in the game, like the Reliant science ship. Oh, I apologise. Oh, it's been a long week. It's only Tuesday. Jesus. Is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? It's Tuesday. But there's also the exploration ships. And then you've got like even within those divisions, salvage ships, mining ships. You got single seaters like the Vulture for salvaging, the Prospector for mining. You've also got a 3-man bigger mining vessel called a Mole. But when you get those ships, you get tons of the stuff. You go to a refinery. You go to a refinery, and at the refinery, you can process those materials, so you'll make more money. But when you process the materials, it can take a while for it to process. There's a ship called an Orion. Was it the Orion or the Orion? I'm not too sure. And that has its own refinery on board. It is massive. So that isn't designed to go on planets. It will be sitting in a star system, just mining in an asteroid field, just mining tons and tons of asteroids. Thank you for the raid, Scarlet. Hope you had an awesome stream. How you doing? I think at some point they have to add player sections and cities. Yeah, I think so. The Christmas tree's hating me. Damn. Other than that, yes, not bad. Glad you had a good stream. Glad you're doing okay. Trying to make interactive reviews. Yeah, no, it's. I feel you on that one. I've been, do you know, I've been constantly doing things over and over again, trying to. I'm so sorry, everybody. Oh, I would try to do things that might be more interactive, might encourage people to do things using channel points and stuff like that. It's hard. It depends on your viewership. You get some viewerships that I actually prefer to talk to, which is amazing, and some that prefer to be interactive with you. It is what it is. Only makes sense with such big ships. Companies should be able to buy those and share them. I think you will be. I don't know how they're going to do it, but there's obviously going to be company-wide stuff, but there's also going to have permissions. So if it's been bought by a company, or an org, in-game, it's not owned by somebody outside of the game spending real money. There must be some sort of maybe permissions of the hierarchy, as well as potentially the person who bought it or whatever it is. We'll see. Now, this thing here. No JS is just against me. The right stuff's the Christmas lights to change, and it just doesn't do so. PHP, no problem, but no Twitch title script. Damn. It's already been done, but what you can do on this ship is this ship has this area, which is underground, sneaky sort of ducts that you can travel through to get to various parts of the ship. This place also has servers for you to steal information, as well as a scanning room. But with this ship, the idea is, as much as players know about it, the security should know about it. Maybe assign a crew to a ship. Not too many will buy the ships that take, yeah. Unless you're loading and throwing money around the place, most of these ships are going to be done or grinded in-game. So most of the big ships that you'll see flying around the place will probably be done from in-game. and it'll be a group of people grinding it, wanting to be, because of the organization, there's people out there have already said their organization is going to be designed towards maybe repair. So there's a few ships out there like the Starfarer, which is a big fuel tanker. There's like the Vulcan, which is a smaller repair ship. There's something called a Crucible, which is this big ship that opens up and people can land on it and it gets repaired and stuff like that and back off. There's ones that are going to be mining ships. There's going to be salvage companies. There's quite a lot that's probably going to be done. But until that stuff's in the game, we're where we are. Can you do me a favor and tell me what is the Gatling gun that is my default Avenger? If you got the Avenger Titan. Right. So, DPS meter. Aegis Titan. It starts off with the Mantis GT200. Their website, I'm going to be honest, doesn't get updated as quick as it should do. It doesn't get updated as quick as it should do. They've apologized for it before. They're so focused on getting bugs fixed and components out that they're really, really slow. Oh, do you know what I do? What I do is I'll right, let me go back to my own website. I'm gonna go and pin that. What I would do, and that is why I asked if you could look at your stock in all that mountains. I don't have one anymore. When I melted all my stuff, I don't have one anymore. But honestly, I've just posted that DPS. I think you've already got it anyway. When you look at a vehicle in there, it is stock. It is updated because it's a fan done thing. They are pretty on it. So when something comes out, yeah. And what I would do is when you're looking to upgrade it, let's see if I can show you. I don't know if anyone's talked to you about like the fact that there's gimbals and stuff. Like at the moment, your ship has a gimbal on it, so the lasers can move sideways to side. But by having a gimbal on it, it reduces the size by 1. So that does not look like a happy ship. Have I got anything on there that I can show you? Okay, the Arrow's a prime example. Yeah. So if you have a look at this here, oh, my head's in the bloody way again. My head always gets in the way. So if we have a look here, on the left wing, that's a size 3 spot on the left wing. And then it has a gimbal mount, which will mean the gun attached to it is now only a size 2. If you take the gimbal off, it means the gun's fixed. So when you're aiming, instead of the guns kind of moving a little bit to help you out, you have to move the whole ship to do it. Because you'll notice with gimbal guns, when you're aiming, your target reticle will try and move a little bit to it. I prefer fixed anyway. So what you do is you take the gimbals off, which will mean the guns being put on are the full size. So at the moment, and in your Stalker, you'll have a gimbal and then a size down gun. So I wonder if this works. This might not work anymore because this is my old build. Yeah. So what you have at the moment will probably be gimbal, gimbal, gimbal. So you'll have 2, 2, and 3. Yes. It'll be a fixed gun. It won't be gimbaled. It won't move. So you'll have to obviously move your whole craft a bit more. So this is my old build. This is in patch 3.14. So I don't know how much. Yes. So I don't know how much has changed for this to be good or bad. But just an example. Normally you have an S3 gimbal and a size 2 gun, S3 gimbal, size 2 gun, S4 gimbal, S3 gun. Take your gimbals off, you have a size 4, size 3 and size 3. If I click on this one and then bring the same one up. So mine had fixed size 4 on the nose, and then a fixed size 3 and a fixed size 3 on the wings. The normal one is a gimbal size 2, gimbal size 2, and a gimbal size 3. So they will give you a little bit of aim assist at a reduction of firepower. So the DPS is 1600, but your alpha, your basic hits, is 268. With it being fixed upper size, my alpha's 510. So this, with the bigger size guns hitting, will hit harder than the smaller guns, obviously, even though they aim better. That's what I do to pretty much everything. I take off the gimbals for a lot of the stuff. Because it makes it go down a size, and that's the thing. So again, if you look at the arrow, the arrow's got a size 3 wings that have been knocked down to size 2 guns. You know, the top turret part, you used to be able to take that off. I don't think you can anymore, which is a shame. Because what you used to be able to do is this bit here, you used to take off the whole thing, the whole top turret, pop it off, and then put a massive gun. But they've changed it recently. So now you can only have 2 size 1s, which is a bit of a shame. The Buccaneers is actually a prime example. The Buccaneers are crazy. This is one of these guns that is like glass cannons. The top, so basically you've got, most of it's fixed. So you've got a couple of size 1 machine guns, a couple of size 3 lasers, and then a size 5 Gatling gun on top. It's basically a little it falls apart like if you look at it. It does a lot of damage, but if you even look at it the wrong way, it falls apart. Yeah. The Buccaneers has been out for a long time. It's actually a really decent ship in the way that it's really quick. If you're one of those flyers that likes to be very agile, that likes to dodge and weave a lot, things like the Gladius, things like the Buccaneer are brilliant, because you have, like, for a ship that size, it probably has one of the most hitting powers at a ship that size, and the Buccaneer is small. It's a lot smaller than an Ares. So the Inferno, so the Buccaneer will hit very, very hard, but it will shred itself very easily as well. So it's very much you appear in an ambush, you know, fire everything you have, and then disappear, then come back, and disappear and come back. Thank you for the follow, that's much appreciated.